we just think it's all just subsequent to the foundation failure and the brick issue. So what we're going to do next, the test pits we'll be digging, we selected I think 3 zones for the test pits, which are the worst locations. We'll dig down the side, we'll go down, it's going to be a shallow test pit or arrangement where we can see exactly how much foundation we have there and how it's carrying. But then as soon as they're open, we'll fill them back in, just so we can get our readings. The good thing was the soil is pretty much a standard sandy loam across the site. So that's good, because that gives us a good bearing capacity, a general bearing capacity on the soil. What the test pits will do, it's the next stage on from doing visual inspection to see how the scientific end in terms of the load bearing calculations, what we're anticipating, what's existing, and visually what we can see how deep some of those footings are. Because I know when we were there, remember Commissioner, on the one side we did that, we were taking the rods down underneath. Some we were hitting, some we were actually just going straight through. So it's going to be interesting to see, and that's primarily where we're going to do the test pits, to see how they react and what's going on. We'll be doing then, as soon as we've got the test pit locations and we have results from that, then we'll go to the next stage and actually take out a series of bricks in those areas that are actual in the walls. And we'll be able to see, based on where it's failing currently, the test pit location results, the loading results, then we'll be able to look at the brick samples themselves, and that'll give us probably all the spectral reading we'll need.
It's kind of hard for us at this point in time until we get the final report on where the courthouse is to plan what direction we're going to be going. But once we've purchased this facility, so we've got options and things that we're going to have to incorporate all of it together in order to come up with it. So we'll, shortly after we get the final results, we'll convene and see what we can come up with on the overall plan.
You know, from the conversations Greg and I have had, and Lawrence and I have had, you know, the Carleton County is, you know, that's in a dreadful state of repair. It's made from the same brick. To be honest, the courthouse in that one area is failing, and the foundation, but it's not something that can't be repaired, that we can see from initial where we are right now. Whether we need to take part of the wall away or whole part of the wall away, entire area, one side or the other, one facade or the other, it's not something. The rest of the building is in pretty sound shape, so we don't unduly think it's going to be catastrophic in any which way, shape or form. We've noticed since that time when we've been outside and noticed lumps of the old plaster were falling away, that there's obviously moisture getting in behind over a series of years, and it's rotting up plaster from the backside, and they're grading reinforcing steel. But you know, for the most part, most of that can be repaired. We just keep public and folk away from it for the time being until we get the full deal and go from there. We've had the part of that level survey that we had, interior and exterior, is good, because that will actually give us a report that we can use for many years to come as well, to see how the rest of the site is reacting. So we had an interior grade survey and exterior grade survey done, which helped give us where the foundation we saw was failing. We're hoping to wrap everything up probably in the next within the next 3 months, I think, totally. That's after talking about bringing all the test results back from the brickwork. Some of it it's laborious on the engineering front. It's somewhat frustrating for us in the architectural sometimes to feel like we're poking the stick, trying to push them forward a little bit, but some things just need to take time on the testing end. But we want to make sure we do it right and do it correct. But so far there's nothing really, apart from, I think, the slope and the failure that's been on the foundation. Most of it is going as we probably anticipated. Between the geotechnical, structural and architectural, we thought was going on. And again, our last walk through interior wise, again, no more cracking upstairs in any of the old bathroom tile areas, the walls. It's still localized to that one area in that front left wing, and the back side where we have that. It's almost certainly a drain issue coming in on the back side of where that downspout is.
Does the depth of that water sand, that, you know, from the little test well, does that have any bearing at all on the courthouse?
I don't think so. For the most part, I don't think so. I think The trickier one when you have situations like this is it's not something that, if you have a severe drought or severe flooding, it can exacerbate a problem and highlight issues. But I just think this is a combination factor of an old building that was made with inferior materials, and it's just time to just hold a bit on it. And then if you have a situation where, who knows back when they put those windows in, if there were one or two of those windows on the one side, and particularly it deals with a lot of weathering on that one corner, they may not have sealed it quite well when they put it in, and it happens to be on the bad corner, then you're getting moisture intrusion from the exterior coming in, then you're coming through the penetrations coming into the building, because that whole corner there is sort of is crumbling away there. So
The sad part is Albert Jobs' warranty ran out just about 2 weeks before
I
it
know.
started.
Always the same, isn't it? Always the same.
Anybody
Pretty good
else?
warranty, wasn't it? So you don't have no idea when you want to do the test fit yet?
We'd like to do them if we can this week. I literally just got the phone with Greg Stephen as I was coming in. But if we could, actually, we were going to be sending you an email to see if you have availability sometime this week.
Okay.
We were hoping to do it last week, but we hadn't heard back from the instructor, so I wasn't going to go ahead and do it anyway. So if we can, if you have time, sometime this week, we can meet there and go through it. Maybe towards the last part of the week, Thursday or Friday would be great for us.
Okay.
So what I heard, I think, is that by October the 1st, you should have all of your studies complete and be in a position to make recommendations.
I think so, yes. I think we should be good by then. Hopefully then we'll have all of the brick testing and everything back. The test pits will be there for next, and then hopefully we'll start taking some brick samples to those areas. That should give us a good analysis of through the building sections, the foundation system, to see what we recommend on doing.
Have there been any surprises? I mean, I didn't gather any. Pretty much as you anticipated.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that we were sort of, and again, being a subsurface is difficult to really, is the foundation. It's a little bit more out of kilter than I think we thought it was going to be. Looking at the original report, they had a pretty substantial system, but depends on how it was laid, depends on the water quality they put into it. It's difficult to tell till we get down there, which is what our test pits are going to do next. But we needed to give us sort of a baseline datum point to work from to see, okay, what do we deal with subsurface conditions, how are the levels and the materials and exteriors working, and we'll be able to then test. We've already done initial testing on the brick. The samples we'll take from there then I'm going to send to the Elgin, the Acme Brick Company. They've got a factory in Elgin, so they'll run those testing for us. They said they do that for us gratis. We do so much work with them. So hopefully we should actually have real results from those tests. Again, I don't think they're going to come back anything surprising to us. You can see pretty well, you can grab that brick and crush it in your hand. So I don't think it's going to be too much. But what that'll enable us to do then is they also have some brick specialists on staff there that I work with. They have one very good one, a structural engineer that simply just does brick out of Oklahoma City. And I'd like to see if we could bring him down and just chat with him and come up with recommendations of how we either take an area, we take some of the brick out of that area of the wall, replace it, how we come in, brace it, and go from there.
From the standpoint of our meeting with you again, is there a time between now and the 1st of October formally that you see that we'll need to get together some?
No, I don't. I'd like to present. We're at a point now. I'd like to present at least once a month now until that time, just to give you an update on where things are, so the court knows what's going on. It's taken that time till we got to where we are today, but it's a perfect venue for it that we can chat about it and just give you an update on the report on where we are. We should have the report finalised on Frugrose then that they did so far to this point. I think we should have that probably first part this week. They were hoping to have that with the low data from the structural engineer. So hopefully we should be able to get that from him by not Tuesday or Wednesday. They can then complete their report and get that to us, at least to where we are today. So, it's a long, laborious process. I apologise, but it's.
Did you see an issue with that water that we had when we did the first test pit? Was that significant enough to cause any problems?
They didn't seem to be an issue, no. They didn't come back to me and say anything that they thought was a. It still amazes me that, you know, with the little amount of water we had there when we did that first one, I don't think
Yeah.
it's, nothing that they've come back and said, maybe, you know, I've asked them about it, nothing they said it was untoward or.
You know, unless it just really conflicts with your schedule. Those meetings you're talking about, if we had them on the second, we have a commissioners court on the second and fourth Monday of the month.
Yes.
And in the interest of being, you know, wide open to the public and everything, so won't have the questions as to what we're doing. If it works for you, if it doesn't,
Oh, yeah,
we'll set a
we'll
meeting
schedule
up
around
otherwise.
that. Makes all the sense in the world, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's what I was basically trying to, yeah, I'll commissioner's court, no problem at all.
Yeah,
I'm used to doing it with a commissioner's court, so
Sure.
it's no big deal.
and of course, we confer anytime you want to, any of us, but the meetings like that, if we just if keep the public up abreast on what's going on that way, so.
Perfect.
Anything else? We adjourn?